Favorite movie, guys.
Elections last for 1 day or 10 days?
I would say 10 days. It's still harder for some people, yeah, so I would say 10.
It's harder for who? To vote?
Yeah.
Who?
Like minorities.
It's harder for minorities to vote?
They get less options and things like that.
Should 16-year-olds be allowed to vote?
Yeah, I actually do think young people should be allowed to vote.
Okay.
Especially younger people.
Should felons be allowed to vote?
Yeah, I think they still should be able to vote.
In jail?
In jail too, yeah. Prison, yeah.
So felons have the right to vote in jail. Do they have the right to have a gun in jail?
No.
Oh. Well, why not?
Wow. Incredible logic. Oh my God. That guy just got fucking rolled. If felons should be able to have the right to vote, should they be able to have the right to roam freely and do murders? No? Well, I guess you just got fucking owned. You just got brutalized. Is that really the gotcha that you had? I just fucking epically owned you in the marketplace of ideas.
Right now, you just got epically owned.
What happened? Why'd you guys throw that up?
They're still American citizens.
They're gangbangers in jail. They'll kill each other.
Oh, okay. But they can vote how I live my life.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, why not? Yeah, I don't get it. Why not?
Democrats want to fundamentally change the way we do elections in this country. They want to do away with photo ID requirements and allow 16-year-olds to vote. Let's see what the people at Clearwater think and if they even know that this is happening. If you guys like my videos, you can go to patreon.com/Kaitlin Bennett to support my work and talk to me one-on-one. $5 a month gets you into a private Facebook group with me and other like-minded people. It's a good time. See you there. Do you guys know anything about a bill being proposed right now called HR 1?
No, what's it about?
Okay, so it's about For the People. It says it's a For the People Act, and I want to go down some things, only 5 things. You tell me yes or no if you would be okay with these things being implemented in the U.S. Here we go. Should American elections be completed in 1 day or 10 days?
10.
I would say 10 as well.
Okay.
So, like, why is she ever gonna make an argument? Is she ever gonna make an argument as to like why it's bad that like doing it in 10 days is bad? Because that's what I want to figure out. Like, does she ever say something, or is she just asking them questions to like to get them to get her audience who already fucking hates these people because they are being presented as like libs to look like silly or something? Like, I don't really understand this one.
Need a little bit longer for everybody to just get actual decision and to have like an accurate count instead of just being all over the place in 1 day.
Okay. All right. So election season.
Like
I don't get it. Like, okay, election season. It already exists.
like a few months, 3 to 6 months or so.
3 to 6 months for an election?
Well, you know, just to get everybody's side, just to hear everything.
Should American elections last 1 day or 10 days?
Oh. 10 days.
10 days?
Yeah.
A day. I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe a few days.
You think people should go...
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking about people casting their votes. Should they have 1 day, like traditionally it's been, to cast their votes, or should they be awarded 10 days to go and cast their votes on any of that day?
I think
10 days.
I think 1 day. Because it's
People,
always been like that.
like, what if they have 1 day that they have to vote? They're busy, you know? They need a longer time. They need, like, what if on Monday is election day? Oh, I'm busy the entire day. people with kids and stuff, they go off for work, go get the kids.
You don't think 4 years is enough time to plan to go vote that day?
Bro, this dude literally just got out of the fucking cold water, okay? His pee-pee is shrinking, and he can craft a legitimate argument against these idiotic comments. Like, yeah, he's right. Yeah, when you're getting owned by a shirtless dude who just got out of the fucking water, like, just get out, okay? It's literally just common sense. He's just like, yeah, I mean, what if I'm working that day? Like, I don't know. What if I gotta work? Yeah, okay. That's literally the reason why there should be more days to vote. Early voting is good for that literal reason. What a king. What a fucking god, dude.
Yeah, it is, but you never know what's gonna happen that day. Like 4 years, yeah, I'm getting ready to vote this day, and then a day comes and something could just pop up and like, damn, I can't make it now.
Should American elections go on for 1 day or 10 days?
Do people actually think you can just like schedule your day off like 4 years in advance to go out and vote? I just don't understand. Like, are there actually idiots in my chat right now? I wonder that like unironically go, that's actually a good point. Like, are you fucking stupid? Have you never been a fucking adult in your life? First of all, you can't. Like, you just can't do that. Okay? You can't take time off to go fucking vote. Most employers would be like, yeah, fuck off. No, you're working. Shut up. Here's a way to fucking deal with that problem. Make it a national holiday. But you won't.
I would say 10 days.
10 days?
Yeah.
Okay. Why do you want to change it? Because right now we have election day. You want election 10 days. Why?
Oh, I just feel like there should be more time, you know?
More time.
We should have a longer period.
Okay.
You know, that's just me though. That's
Right.
my personal preference.
Yeah, because
Wait. I feel like this is yet another video where this is supposed to be owning the libs, but she just like makes them come across as like normal. Like, here's a drunk guy enjoying a fucking day off, you know, drinking a White Claw, just absolutely brutalizing the conservative point of view by just being like, yeah, why shouldn't people have some more time to fucking figure out when to vote?
4 years is not enough to decide when to cast your vote?
Yeah.
Okay. I appreciate the honesty. Should
Fucking
American
owned.
elections?
Oh my God! Wait, wait. There's no way conservatives are like, wow, that's a really good counter. 4 years, yeah, exactly. Let me ask you something, bitch. Do you know who you're gonna vote for in the next election? No, because they're not even running yet. What is this 4-year mentality, motherfucker? What's going on? Let's say you're like, oh, I'm gonna vote for Trump. Okay, what if he dies in between now and fucking 4 years from now? So do you need another 4 fucking years to decide who you're gonna vote for, idiot?
Lasts for 1 day or 10 days?
I think 10.
I'd say 10. Yeah.
10.
Gives more people the opportunity.
Yeah.
That way there's not so many like people rushing to get there on the same day.
Has that historically been a problem, you think?
I mean, this year there was just...
In America, there's never been a problem with voter suppression. So I'm glad that she is unable to... unable to comprehend.
I think it was this year because you could do it so many ways, but then with the way everything happened and like all the counting and everything, it was just a whole
It's also
cluster.
really hard for a lot of people to actually get votes with certain, I don't know, minority issues. So I would say,
I'm just talking about casting the vote.
yeah.
Yeah, I would
It's
say
still
10
harder
days.
for some people, yeah. So I would say 10.
It's harder for who? To vote?
Yeah,
Who?
like minorities.
It's harder for minorities to vote?
They get less options and things like that. It was actually easier for the casting ballots for them than how it is with certain ways with like the regular
I bet she's gonna say, you're being racist.
actually standing in line and stuff like that. It gets a little complicated.
To watch today's uncensored and behind the scenes
No one wants to see you uncensored, all right, dumbass?
completed in 1 day or 10 days?
I feel like 1 day. Yeah.
Bro, why do you have your phone out? Like, can you describe to me, like, what are you reading from your notepad? She's voting me 1 day or 10 days? Like, what effective counters that I have for this? Well, you have 4 years. Like, is that what it is? Is that why you got your fucking phone out, dude? That you You need to read your fucking notes when you're asking people, should voting be done in 1 day or 10 days? What a dumbass, dude. Oh, it's so good. I'm gonna fucking own you so hard. Just wait. What about, hold on. What about 40 years? You have 40 years.
Day.
Why not 10?
So like people don't like think about it too much, I guess. So they have just like a solid answer right there in the first day, you know?
Yeah. I feel like if we had 10 days, we would procrastinate and probably not even vote.
Yeah.
Then it would turn into 20 days.
Exactly. Bad enough, like people don't vote as it is.
Yes.
So
should American elections be completed in 1 day or over the span of 10 days?
I say 1 day. It shouldn't take that long.
I say 1 day.
1 day? Okay. You don't think people need 10 days to go cast a vote?
Yeah.
No. Why do you think that way about minorities?
Wonder why the fucking boomers, the big gulps, had that take.
Because most minorities don't get to vote. If you've like looked at the records in the past and everything, it's been a lot harder. Most like in America, white privileged people.
This person is trying so hard to describe this concept, and I applaud her for it. Okay, she's like, she's around it. She's around what she's like. She's trying to say it. She's dancing around it. She's almost near it, but you know. Can someone describe to me what's going on here, please? Like, why is everyone who's been dishonorably discharged after basic training immediately hired by the fucking Liberty Hangout Protection Squad? What is happening with this?
Get a lot more votes in than minorities do.
But why?
I think it's just the way that a lot of like things are set up, and there's a lot of still racial issues and things like that that are in just engraved in the way that things are built on. Just like the way that things are set up and like the way you cast your ballot and things like that. It's just a whole system problem.
Talk about inmates. Should felons be allowed to vote?
Yes, most definitely. Yeah, I think once they get out, they should be able to vote. You know, I don't think it's fair just because they're locked up in the system. You know, they made a mistake. But if they have a second chance to be out, they should be able to vote.
You think mass?
Oh my God, these people are awesome, dude. Fuck, this is like, fuck. It's been a while since I've watched a Boo Boo Bennett video that has, you know, made me feel better about America and the people in it. But this, weirdly enough, is having the opposite effect that was intended by Boo Boo Bennett and her editors, which was to, of course, own the libs and make them look silly. But I'm hearing Normans talk like this, and it makes me happy.
Mass murders.
I love that the title is "We Are Doomed." By the way, this is like pretty good. These are
dictate if I have the right to defend myself with the firearms. The Second Amendment. Should they be allowed to vote on my gun rights? And rapists, once they get out, do you think they should be able to vote on my gun rights? If I should be able.
Wait, what? What do you think? Rapists are gonna fucking vote against gun rights or something? This is by the way, this isn't just Boo Boo Bennett's argument. This is even Anderson Cooper brought this up to, or was it Anderson Cooper or Chris Cuomo that brought it up to Bernie Sanders, who was like, "Oh, so everyone should be able to get a vote? So you want the Boston bomber to vote? Is that what you want? You want the Boston bomber to be able to vote so that, you know, he could organize inside of the prisons, and then everyone would vote for the president to be the Boston bomber." Like, it's a child brain. Like, a child brain mentality. Oh, if prisoners will be allowed to vote, then they'll vote to make rape legal. You got to be literal baby brained to be like, oh, yeah, we can't let prisoners vote because, like, they'll make crime legal with their votes.
Able to defend myself?
I'm going to say yes, because people change. I'm not going to say that everybody stays the same. Right. I know some murderers who turned into, you know, good people. Yeah. So, you know, not everybody stays the same. So, you know.
Except for fucking dumbass conservatives who believe that you are unable to change, especially Boo Boo Bennett. Everyone can be reformed except for this dumbass.
Gun rights or not, people are going to be people. You know,
king, by the way. Absolute king.
Should felons be allowed to vote? Yes or no?
Ooh, that's a hard one.
I don't know.
I think it kind of depends on what they're a felon for, really. Yeah.
And then, like, if depending on how they get.
I applaud morons when they agree with me. Yes, it's moronic to say things such as, yes, people fuck up, but they should still be able to vote after they've served their time. That's a really moronic take. I think that says a lot more about you than anyone else, to be honest. Like, if you genuinely consider that to be a moronic take, then I believe you are the moron, my friend. Actually, we should probably not ban that guy. I'm going to keep him as a pet. Where did he go? Can one of the mods unban him? Sorry. We should keep him as a pet.
Got out, like, I don't know if it was.
Hey, by the way, I don't even think that they should. I think they should be able to vote while they're serving too, for the record. Not even after they're done with their service or their term. I think they should be able to vote in prison. I do believe that 100%.
For if they serve their time and they had a chance to make like a difference and prove that they have changed, then I don't know. I feel like it would depend. I don't know. That's a tough one for me.
I see violent felons probably shouldn't be allowed. They don't have good behavior.
It's like a behavioral issue.
But if you gave too much money, like Dinesh D'Souza gave too much money to a campaign once, you know, okay, you could probably go ahead and vote.
I mean, if they're still...
Yeah.
They're still American citizens.
You mean in jail?
You mean in jail, that's what I was asked.
What do you think? In jail, after jail?
Yeah, I think they still should be able to vote.
In jail?
In jail too, yeah.
Okay.
Prison, yeah.
Would it make sense if I told you I don't think a rapist in jail should be allowed to tell me how I should live or dictate who my president is?
I don't understand what she thinks like voting is. It's very strange to me that she thinks like voting in a democratic election is telling you how to live your life. It's very odd. Also, not every person who's in jail is a rapist, you fucking moron. Also, if you're upset about sexual assault, then why the fuck are you a Trump supporter? I don't even know where to begin with that sentiment. I guess there aren't really a lot of options. Like, a lot of the people who are fucking running for president have a couple skeletons in their goddamn closet. But it's very weird. If you elect the rapist to president, he will legalize rape via executive order. I mean, yeah, that would be terrible if that happened. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that makes sense, yeah, but...
I'm not going to say you're wrong.
What about a mass murderer? Do you think he has the best opinions for how this country should be run? You think he should...
It's one vote, asshole. It's one vote. It doesn't matter, okay? You're limiting millions of people's votes by hyper-focusing on one fucking person. Okay, let's say we allowed that mass murderer to vote. Okay, what happened? Did he make mass murder legal now with one vote? Are you fucking that dumb? It's the constant, like... This is not just Republicans. Liberals do this too. Whenever I talk about like democracy in the workplace, people will literally turn around and be like, you mean the janitor's going to be the CEO now? Like, no, dude. No. It's one fucking vote. The janitor's going to have a say in the process. Not the only fucking voice that matters, but a voice that matters because it currently does not matter. Okay? Like, literally, it's always like, it's so weird that people just cannot comprehend how fucking... democracy operates. Like, they're just like, oh, one mass murderer being allowed to vote means mass murder is legal now. By the way, mass murder is legal. It's the American military-industrial complex.
Take the rest of it for all of us?
I guess not, but it also depends on, like, their sentence, and that's hard to, like...
But there's also people who have done horrible crimes that haven't been caught, and they're out here voting. So you don't know.
Yeah, that's true. So felons have the right to vote in jail. Do they have the right to have a gun in jail?
No.
Oh. Well, why not? They're still American citizens.
Dude, what does she think? Like, does she think ballot measures are just added on? And that, like, the amount of fucking felons in prison or the amount of people in prison at the time are going to be able to vote to have guns in jail? Like, what? This is literally like a 12-year-old brain. This is how a 12-year-old thinks. Conservatism is just being physically an adult while maintaining the mentality of a 12-year-old. Like, even they're like, what? He's like, I forgot to put a shirt on after this. Like, it's so dumb that I'm stun locked into this conversation.
Game bangers in jail to kill each other.
Oh, okay. But they can vote how I live my life.
Yeah.
I love the consistency, though. I have to say, I love the consistency. I'll give you points for that one, even though you're totally wrong. Should felons be allowed to vote?
Yeah. I mean, they have opinions too, you know what I mean? And they're part of, like, America.
I would say no, because felons, they actually know what they did to get in trouble. So as a repercussion, you don't get to vote. So you lost your vote.
Change your mind?
A little bit, yeah. Just a little bit. But, like, I don't know. I think everyone's counts, so.
Yeah. I personally don't want rapists telling me what I should probably do.
Okay, I didn't even think about that. I was just thinking of, like, I was not even thinking about that. Yeah,
Oh, wow. You really fucking got them, dude.
you're right.
Should felons be allowed to vote?
I say yes, because it's still gonna be, it's still like their right to vote. I don't see why that should be taken away just because they're a felon, just because they made bad decisions in their life.
So do you support?
I love this idea that not only do we like in her theoretical world, we live in a democracy where like your vote actually matters, but also we live in a direct democracy where we literally directly vote on ballot measures immediately and they are implemented. Like there is no legislative body. It's just literally you go, felons can now do rape for free. Actually, we pay felons to do rape on white people. Here, let's put that on the ballot. Everyone votes. 51% of the public says yes. That's it. That's law now. We've codified it. Sorry. Like that's how she's operating right now. Okay, the way that she's crafting this argument is literally implying that she has no understanding of how any of this works. There is no bill
For felons buying guns?
A little bit, because we still need to be out here, be able to protect ourselves from any type of danger that we can run into. So I wouldn't just say felons shouldn't be able to not be able to purchase. They should still have some type of limit to it, but still be able to have some type of concealed.
Bro, this dude literally looks like Trevor from GTA. He looks like a GTA character. I can't.
Carry.
Should felons be allowed to vote?
I think so. I know they're not.
It just depends, I guess, on the severity of the felony. I really don't even know.
I don't know
enough
what
about
being a felon would have anything to do with whether who was the president of the United States.
Well, voting is much more than that. Should a mass murder dictate voting on gun rights to defend ourselves with?
Oh,
like,
no.
what do you mean? What do you mean? What is happening? Like, how is that working? Like, she needs to describe. I need to understand how this works in her mind. Okay. Like, I literally need to understand how this works in her mind. Remember when we had constitutional rights and freedom? Joe Biden doesn't. Who else agrees that we are indeed doomed? Ideas can help identify people, I guess. I see how the average person forgets how even the simplest things work when Democrats own their minds. It's too complicated for a minority to stand in line to vote. Wow. The babbling blonde that Kaitlin just interviewed with the hat says she rambles on just like Joe Biden.
No. Okay. No, I guess not.
See, this is the problem. People don't have backbones. That's why I always fucking say it with my chest whenever you're like, oh, really? I bet you'll forget about reform or rehabilitation over incarceration if a family member of yours was raped or murdered. Like, no, I have convictions. I have a belief system. Everyone deserves a second chance. Everyone deserves an opportunity to rehabilitate. Sorry. I'm not going to engage in this baby brain bullshit and fucking literally be like, yeah, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? What, like, rapists are going to be able to vote to make rape legal? No, shut the fuck up.
I agree with that one. Hey, let's take a picture together.
Together?
Yeah, we're going to take a picture together.
Oh,
Put it up.
Ah, you want to together? Oh, my God. Good.
Where are you from?
Russia.
Russia?
Good.
Are you guys influencing the election around here?
What's my English not very well?
They said they're from Russia, just figuring out if these are the Russian bots that are influencing our...
We got the joke, dumbass. You don't have to repeat it and explain it. Oh my God. Oh God, why did the editors actually do her so dirty? Like, the second part doesn't need to be in it.
Elections. Should 16-year-olds be allowed to vote?
Yeah, I actually do think young people should be allowed to vote.
Okay.
Especially younger people, because they have a really, you never know what a young person could be thinking. You know, some 16-year-olds are very mature.
You think someone who might not even have a job, who doesn't pay taxes, should have to?
What? Oh, dude, say it. Land owning. You think someone who doesn't own land should be able to vote? Say it. Fucking say it. You think someone who doesn't own land and isn't white should be able to vote? What are you, crazy?
Have a say in what goes on with our laws and our tax.
You don't have a job. If it wasn't for a fucking sea of horny simps who literally just hope that accidentally they will click on your uncensored, like,
Uncensored Liberty Hangout. See Boo Boo Bennett uncensored.
If it wasn't for those fucking horny simps literally turning around and like throwing money your way, you would have no job either. So shut the fuck up.
Tax code system?
That's the thing right there. I think that's where it separates, because if you don't have a job, you ain't paying no taxes, you ain't got no say. But if you're doing something, you're paying taxes something, then yeah, you know, you should have my thing is, if you have a job and you're paying taxes, you should be able to vote.
Dude, that's the only people who should be allowed to vote.
Exactly.
Yeah, unemployed should not be able to vote is an incredible take, dude. Is an incredible take. I'm sure if you asked this guy further, if you played into it a little bit further and was like, wait, so you're saying like unemployed people shouldn't be able to vote? He'd be like, no, actually, never mind. He wants felons to fucking vote.
What she said. 110%.
Based. Should 16-year-olds be allowed to vote?
That's a tough one, because I think they're easily persuaded.
I mean, if they're able to drive.
Yeah, as opposed to 70-year-olds who already have their convictions after a fucking lifetime of reactionary garbage they've been fed, in which case it's impossible to change their opinion. It doesn't fucking matter. Like, as far as 15-year-olds being able to vote, it literally doesn't matter. They're not going to vote anyway. Who gives a fuck? Allow them to vote. They're literally not going to vote. They're not going to sway the outcome. I propose a maximum cap. If we're going to have a minimum age for eligibility, I think we should have a maximum age of eligibility. I've talked about this before. It's whatever. It's adjusted to the average life expectancy. Okay? Like, I haven't decided exactly what it is, what the window is, but it should be adjusted like maybe -10 from the average life expectancy. If you're not going to see the fruits of your vote, if you are going to just vote and then die, you're not allowed to vote, okay? You have to sit in this muck for at least throughout the entire presidency of the person you voted for, and then some, okay? So 2 fucking terms plus another half a term, which means you are not allowed to vote if you're going to fucking die. If you're going to vote away and then die immediately, your vote's not going to count, okay? That's ageist? Okay, what the fuck? Then 18 is ageist too. So the cancer patients don't get to vote? No. No, the real point is mental functions. I mean, they're going through experience the impact, especially if they're poor through pension plans, healthcare access, etc. It's that classic John Mulaney joke. I don't think someone who's about to leave the restaurant should be ordering for the entire table.
And TikTok.
By their parents, the TikTok, yeah. Dad will say, vote for this guy. The kid's gonna vote for this guy. You know, I'll take you out to eat, get ice cream after, whatever.
That might work on me, actually. Not really, just kidding. I know who to vote for because I'm not stupid. How does the skin color determine?
What do you mean you know who to vote for? It's 4 years out, dumbass. You don't know who to vote for. You don't even know who's going to be running. I know who to vote for because I'm not stupid. Oh, really? You know who to vote for 4 years from now? That's pretty cool. That really tells me you're a smart person.
The difficulty of casting a vote. I'm confused.
How does it determine
the difficulty of casting a vote? Yeah.
Because we've already put in difficulties. Everything's based off of where racism, and a lot of our founding issues came from those. Everything was built off of it. White privilege came first. And so everything else is just like, there's still like redlining that goes on and things like that. So their communities aren't supported as much. So they don't get casting ballots that are in their city and things like that. It's all far away. And like when they already don't have enough money and like maybe they work that day and things like that, like they have to support their families. They're already
it's like not bad, pretty fucking
already at the lower end of the
decent.
stick. Like they don't get it. They don't get that chance.
Should photo ID be required to vote?
I don't see why that matters. I think you should just be able to vote. I mean, I know they got this thing against, you know, inmates voting and whatnot, but I feel like, oh, really? It's crazy. But I do feel like photo ID shouldn't be required. I mean, if they want to know who you are, sure. But
I love this dude. This dude is so fucking chill. He's just at the beach, wearing a t-shirt, drinking a White Claw by himself, dude. I love this guy.
That shouldn't be required. That's just me.
You think anybody should just walk in willy-nilly and be like, my name's Greg. I'm here to vote.
Okay, maybe you're right.
How do they know it's a U.S. citizen?
You're right. Okay, yes, ID.
He also did say you need to be employed to vote. Okay, you can't just do that. You can't just be like, I'm Greg and I'm going to vote, okay? There is still a registration process. I'm losing my fucking mind at this. Why would you need an identification for that part of the process?
All right. I got a point. Should photo ID be required to vote?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I have to ask because Joe Biden recently said that the black community don't have access. They don't really know how to use computers. So therefore, that's why they can't. They shouldn't be required to have an ID to vote because they can't get to the DMV to get an ID. Is that true? I noticed you're not white. Yeah. So are you guys capable of getting on the computer?
Yeah, I'm capable of getting on the computer. Yeah.
Statistically speaking, black people are significantly more likely to use paper identification, like paper registration to get an ID than white people are. It's literally part of the reason why in the state of Georgia, Brian Kemp at the time when he was the Secretary of State was able to purge thousands of voters from the directory, take away their registrations, because when you are more likely to sign in via paper, there are going to be there is a higher likelihood that there will be issues with your name not matching your actual identification. This is the level of surgical precision Republicans engage in when they are trying to stop black people from voting. Okay? Not just black people, poor people in general. That's what it is. So remember, when she seems to be making like a common sense point of view, there is a lot more behind the scenes.
I feel like since like we are colored people, that kind of like that statement kind of puts us down, saying how we aren't liable or reliable to get things that we need to on a daily basis. So yes, IDs should be required, and that statement he said is stupid.
Joe Biden said that photo ID is racist because the black community cannot access computers, and we were just talking about access to computers and the internet.
So let's talk about the black community, right?
Do you think, are you able to get a photo ID?
People in the black community who are professionals, who have literally just been...
Can they obtain photo IDs?
Oh my gosh, they've been discriminated against in the workplace. That's a huge issue. If you get one single blemish on your criminal record, what happens to you? What happens to your chances of employment? Now there's a situation where if you get blemishes on your credit record, what happens to your chances of employment?
Can I get photo IDs?
Can you?
Yes.
Do you know black people?
Yes.
How many black people do you know?
I don't know. I have a lot of friends. Should I go through and count them? I don't know.
So have you asked them this question?
I've been asking lots of...
You should ask, does your one token black friend like to wear a shirt that says this shirt is cotton and I picked it myself? Because the answer is yes. Like when she says, I have a black friend, she's referencing a dude who literally wears a shirt that says, I picked the cotton on the shirt myself, or whatever the fuck.
So, and strangers, not even just black people I don't know. Yes, they can get photo IDs.
It's important to ask the people that you know, not just about them, but about their families and their
They all have photo IDs. Yeah, I noticed you're not
I
white.
have black friends. They go to a different school.
Joe Biden recently said that photo ID should be banned for voting because black people don't have access because they don't know how to use a computer. I just want to ask, do you know how to use a computer?
Yeah.
This is so fucked up. Like, no one said that. Okay? Like, people didn't say black people don't know how to use a computer. It's so, oh God, conservatives are so fucking cringe. Like, no. This shit's so dumb.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You got to hear Joe Biden. You know how to. I'm sure everybody here knows how to use a computer.
Still my man, though.
He's still your man. He doesn't even think you know how to use a computer.
Bad comments, you know. It's people to people. You gotta say what.
Bro, this is the black friend, by the way. This is literally the black friend of Candace Owens. This shirt in front of Confederate flag. This shirt's 100% cotton. That's why I picked it. That's his merch, guys. Like, who are you selling this to? The 8 other black conservatives who would be willing to fucking do this personally? Like, who is this merch for? Is it for white people? Like, white people are gonna fucking wear this shirt? Oh, no, I wasn't lying when I said that. Yeah, it's just like, oh, just me and Candace Owens, Jesse Lee Peterson, like, we're gonna purchase it and that's it. You guys thought I was lying, right? No, I wasn't. Like, who the fuck would buy this? Like, white people aren't gonna buy this. Racist white people aren't gonna buy this shit. They're just simply, my point is, there simply isn't enough, like, white supremacist black people out there to, there's no market for this, you know? I am king shaming. This is literally king shaming.
They're gonna say, you know, hey.
Their access to certain types of paperwork, because people who move a lot, people who have a lot of different situations, they don't have certain types of paperwork. Try to go get a social security card right now.
Can black people get photo IDs?
In the middle of a pandemic, try and go get a social security.
By the way, this is what no pussy does to a motherfucker, okay? Like, if you want to know, this is literally it, all right? There you go.
Security card or the document
Down astronomical.
that you need to be able to get a photo ID, and you'll understand that there are so many barriers to getting a photo ID.
Specifically for black people.
If you are a black person, you are at a lot of times in a lower socioeconomic status. Not all the time, but the studies show.
Oh, she is spitting, dude. She is literally, oh my God. Why would... This is the thing I don't understand. Like, why do you let this go in a video where you're supposed to belittle people and make them look bad? Why are you letting someone with life experience who has been there describe the conditions really well and then title it, "We Are Doomed"?
That even trying to earn a living, right? Black people don't earn as much as white people do, right? So
that's not true.
Even when you drive a car.
Oh my God, she's walking away. Oh, I'm getting owned. Time to walk away.
You're gonna have a chance of getting harassed. You're gonna have a chance of getting tickets, right? So if you don't have a driver's license,
oh my God, she is fucking destroying her. That's not true.
Maybe you have to catch the bus to go where you need to go.
I bet she's gonna do the signature move of like walking away and then talking shit about her from afar.
Is that a barrier? Yes. Do black people have more barriers in terms of a lot of things in life? Yes.
All right, so back to the original question. Do you think photo ID should be required for voting?
I think that the voter registration system, as it stood before Stacey Abrams got cheated out of her office.
Oh, she got cheated.
Was definitely an issue, right?
She got cheated.
So
you know people who say that elections get cheated or
so now that the changes
terrorists. You know that, right?
So now that the terrorists actually attacked the Capitol, nobody's talking
about it. Oh my gosh. They weren't attacking the AutoZone?
Oh, she's getting fucking mad, dude. Wait. Attacking the auto zone is comparable to attacking the Capitol? What? Really? Like, nobody died at the fucking auto zone. What?
Or the police precinct in Minneapolis? Those were terrorists?
So this is exactly...
Like, you can't... You literally can't even make that argument from, like, any point of view, really.
What you gotta have. This is what you need. You gotta have these cyber conversations.
And you think men are women and people breaking windows are terrorists? What's happening?
Oh, she's getting so rolled. She's getting super rolled, dude. Oh my god. I haven't seen someone roll in their own shit until you know, since the last time Boo Boo Bennett rolled in her own shit inside of at a frat party at her college campus. It's crazy. Yeah, check the phone. Maybe there's a talking point for you there. Conservatives pull out the parachute cord, right? Like immediately transphobia. Oh, no, I can't think of anything. Oh, you think men are women? Pfft. Like, that's it.
You watch CNN? You need more Liberty Hangout. If you want real news and real information, hit that subscribe button and that bell to get notified, or you'll end up like her, thinking that people burning down the...
Oh my god, this is so sad. She got rolled so hard that she like had to literally fucking stop. What do you call it? Like stop the other person from having a say.
Police precinct ain't terrorism. Do you think photo ID should be required to vote?
Oh, I think so. Yeah, that still should be there. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I'm very interested in that you said that black people have a harder time voting, but then you want to require voter ID, because typically and historically it's always been the white liberals who say that voter ID should be banned because black people don't have access to getting voter IDs. Just like Joe Biden, he said the black community really doesn't know how to use computers.
I think it's more of a thing. It's not I mean, it's still a hard topic, don't get me wrong. I definitely see like the whole thing about how people can find it harder to get it, but I don't know, you want Americans...
If you want to have like universal photo ID, like voter ID laws, then you need to make it similar to European countries that have these sorts of laws implemented. Ease of access. Everyone gets a fucking ID. It doesn't have to be a driver's license. Everyone gets it for fucking free. You get a national ID, and also on top of that, a second form of identification or whatever the fuck you're asking for. Or even a substitute for your ID could literally be anything else with your name on it. Yeah, make it free and easy. Exactly. Unless the IDs are provided for free, it is a poll tax by another name. You are absolutely correct.
To vote for their country. So you want that photo ID just in case. It's just a protective thing to me, but it just depends on where you stand on certain subjects.
Should photo ID be required?
I mean, maybe. I guess it might help to know who's who, I guess.
Yep. Do you have a different opinion? Photo ID?
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much say you have to know like age and who you are and where you're from, I guess, you know?
Do you think if someone posts election misinformation, do you think they should have to go to jail?
If they post election misinformation?
If they spread election misinformation.
Like, you know, like you screaming fire in a theater, you have to go to jail if it's not actually a thing. Okay. I think it kind of makes sense in that way that it's like, I don't know, it could cause a lot of issues, especially with like crime that comes from elections. So I guess I could see where they're coming from, but it's also social media and you get to post what you want on it. And it's
crimes that come from elections. Where are you going with that?
I don't know, there's a lot of like violence that outbreaks and things like that when people get mad about who wins and stuff. So it just kind of, it's like a, I don't know, it's kind of a hard question.
You guys know about election misinformation? You know all about that? Okay. Should people who spread election misinformation go to jail?
Oh. You mean like CNN?
I think it's kind of hard to prove.
They're the ones that dictate what is misinformation.
Proven that they deliberately did it, you know, sure, but I don't know how easy that would be.
All right.
I don't think so.
Should people who spread misinformation about the election go to jail?
I don't think they should go to jail, but maybe a fine or something.
Well, it depends. It depends, like, who it is. Like,
okay, I love this guy. He's great. This is a very tough question, because even someone like myself who thinks about this sort of stuff a lot has a really hard time answering this question. It is not even fucking, it is not easy to answer. And he gave a great answer because you're limiting freedom of speech, which is a problem. Who gets to decide what is misinformation is a problem, but also misinformation is a gigantic issue, right? It is a gigantic fucking issue.
It also depends on what information they're spreading.
Yeah, because freedom of speech.
Should people who spread misinformation about elections go to jail?
Oh, I gotta think about that one.
Like, I don't think people who spread misinformation about elections should go to jail. I do not think that. I don't think you should go to jail for speech. I don't, unless it like literally is inciting a riot or you're like purposely fucking. I don't even think white supremacist rhetoric should land you in jail. I think that's crazy. Right? Why don't you do shit like this? A lot of people would watch. Yeah, let me go get fucking COVID. Sure. Really? Yes, I do. I am serious. Fines are an acceptable middle ground. Having said that, though, I am on board with misinformation being combated by platforms and being banned and shit like that. I'm totally on board with that. I routinely talk about Twitch TOS and how they get a lot of things right.
Say no. Well, yes and no, because some people have like the in judgment for like voting in elections and everything like that and politicking, so I feel like they don't know enough information until they're in it, so that's why they kind of spread like false information until they actually know what's going on. Yes, on the other side, because you should be educated and not subliminal. So
go to jail if you're stupid, basically. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, all the way. I didn't even think about that.
You say they should go to jail? People have freedom of speech. I mean, you know, that's one of the amendments. You know, I technically, if you want to talk, you could talk. At the end of the day, it's how you respond to it that matters. You know, that's really what it is.
Top of the hour, every hour. It's time for a 6-second ad break. If you'd like an uninterrupted broadcast experience, all you need to do is subscribe. You can do it for $5 or for free, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, and MBs. Here's the fucking ad before the video ends. Here we go.
Because if you respond in a different way that's violent and provocative, and you know what I'm saying, it's gonna go somewhere. But if you just be like, okay, that person's just talking. A lot of people don't like certain people, and they talk on the internet all the time.
Yeah.
But it's like,
I know all about that.
I actually appreciate you guys for coming out here and like pulling us to the side to interview us, because
I'm a little nervous. I was like, oh my gosh, yeah.
Like, I saw you guys earlier when we were walking by, but I didn't know this was like a bill going on or anything like that. And if you guys weren't here, we wouldn't have known. So, and these questions that you asked, I think they're very important to like even like post on social media and be like, hey, what do you think for this, or what do you think for that? And then wrapping it up saying, oh, you know, I hope you know this is a bill that's getting passed. Yeah. So
Thank you for the feedback.
No,
usually I'm just asking stupid questions and making people mad, but this is an informative video. If you like my informative videos, go to patreon.com/KaitlinBennett to support my work.